What do you get from putting a cocaine addict in the same place that rapists and murderers are?
Facts.
Exactly, bro. Hi, go see that saying. Welcome to another episode of the East Side Podcast. Y'all, you know we do this channel. Hey, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, today's topic, we'll be talking about should all drugs be legalized? Because, recently in Oregon, they just did that and legalized all drugs in the state. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. So
what I'm saying is, they should all be legalized because it just benefits the economy as a whole. And these two, Camden and Antoine, are saying it shouldn't be because it just is bad for people.
Okay.
I think it should be bad for people. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I disagree.
I think what's worse for people is people getting locked up for drug possession, for usage of drugs, when it actually doesn't help them, Like, I think every law should solve a problem, Like not killing people, that solves the problem of people not dying, right? so like not like having this war on drugs should, lower drug use, stop people from getting addicted, blah, 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 blah. It don't do nothing but put poor people in jail and make people more addicted and make people like criminals because they around a bunch of criminals for 2 years while they in jail for drug possession. So,
How does getting locked up for drug possession make them more addicted to drugs?
How does them going and avoiding being put in jail, avoid them from being addicted, just like a Swiggy said, and allow them
going to jail? Them going to jail?
How is them avoiding going to jail? Help them avoid becoming addicted from just walking into a store and asking for like a quarter ounce of cocaine off the shelves. Tell me how.
Okay, so
that's my question.
Okay, you misrepresented my point. My point
I
is
just want to say that.
My point, I'm yeah, you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying, Walmart should just be able to sell cocaine and heroin and all that, and like because there's abuse in that, and like people. You ever watch a documentary on like prisons? Like people still do drugs in prisons, babe. Like it's pretty. People still do drugs in prisons. Like, it helps them because you should take the money away from what you using on this war on drugs to put into mental health programs. All they could do in prison if they don't get the drugs in prison through like contraband, they just gonna like go through their like withdrawals, probably almost die in prison, come back out. Like ain't could be no real like stop for them unless they like had some like mental reawakening or they joined the Black Israelites or something in prison. And they just gonna go back out there, do some more drugs, go back in prison, not see their kids, not provide for their family, blah 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 blah. And that same money you paying the police with, paying all the prison guards with, blah 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 blah, could go to mental health programs so that they could stop being addicted to stuff.
But here's my thing. You saying that it's a cycle, but that isn't every person per se.
I agree.
So there are people. I feel like there are people, clearly not the majority because of what is happening. I'm not gonna just straight up deny what you're saying. There are people that prison can reform. However, I feel like it should be not more of a make all drugs legal, but change the prisons so that they can actually help people and not put it on a bunch of private institutes that are more than likely going to charge the people to get help so that they can get help.
Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah, so reforming the prison system won't solve as much as you think it would like to, because, all right, check it. It's still going to be illegal to use and possess drugs, and the war on drugs is not going to just simply go away, because minorities will still be disproportionately targeted, and then they'll end up in the prison system, become felons, and gradually they just will lose voting rights compared to how it was in the 60s. So it's just a gradual process of taking away rights from minorities, like using America as a yardstick.
That is a big step. I could definitely see you saying that, but like the steps in which you said that, there was some huge steps. So I don't care.
Very,
I feel
very
what you're
large.
saying though.
Very
I
large.
feel what you like. I get like conceptually. I feel you. Like how it goes down in real life. I have to see. I like to see how fast that decline would actually happen. But I'm with you conceptually. I can see you saying that conceptually. I mean, I agree with Tito a lot for the for the most part I agree with Tito. The idea of like because the idea of having like the prison like making drugs illegal, whatever, like, leading the people with actual like problems that aren't like making them actually like criminals. They just got like mental problems with addiction, throwing them in jail, whatever, causing them to get all tattoo up and be all type of actual criminals or whatever, ruining people's lives and what's not, taking time away from them they can't get back. Nah, I definitely see you. I definitely feel you there, Tito. I lie to you.
Y'all using.
No, hold on. Now I ain't gonna sit here and say that making every drug available to the public is the best is a good answer though, because like there are definitely some drawbacks. Because like, bro, is more addiction could rise from it.
Thank
Either
you.
way you look at it, more addiction could rise from it.
I don't think so.
That's
Like,
wild.
how would more
don't get that.
addiction rise from it? Like, the only thing.
But potentially, because like, bro, if you make anything more available, it'll be used more. But at the same time, it could be like one of those. It could be one of those things where, like, since you can't get it, that you're more inclined to get it. You know,
I get what you're saying, but like, you talking about experimentation, but like, but addiction is different from experimentation. Like most drugs, and even like the hardest of hard drugs, most people like they won't be addicted like straight away, right? And if they are, they probably, if they like, when you get addicted to things, you already probably have some underlying issue, like someone was saying. Like you probably already have some like underlying like mental problem that you probably need to work out. So if you had that,
I disagree with that.
result, like who would get addicted to things?
But I get addicted
Like-
to work it out, bro. And I would get addicted to working out, and I don't have a
Yeah,
mental
you do.
issue. So how is that? That doesn't
How you know
correlate.
you don't have a mental issue?
What's that?
You perfectly mentally sound.
Well, when last you work out, Camden?
I work out Thursday.
When last you went to therapist?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like you don't know. Like I could say like I in the perfect healthiest condition like physically, but I haven't been to a doctor since January. I don't know what's going on in my body. I might have
For real?
this or that. Like you don't know what's going on. You
Like,
just
that's
like
not what we're
guessing.
talking about, though.
I just saying like that's how addiction happens. So if you put more like mental health programs to where like maybe you could go to the therapist, like you know, like it was more like available for you for that to happen, then you wouldn't get addicted to working out. You wouldn't get addicted to this, wouldn't get addicted to that. Then
gotta get
Right,
there
so-
though.
Right, so you telling me, y'all? The thing about y'all case is y'all denying the fact that people could get addicted to something even without mental issues. I don't support that. I don't understand how y'all could even think like that.
I mean, like psychology is a crazy thing. Like people could, like it's a possibility, but I just talking about like the most people, like 95% of the time.
Most people
Right,
will
Camden.
get addicted.
Okay, Camden. Like,
You
look at it
tell
like this,
me,
right?
if I try heroin for the first time, it's the first time I experienced that dopamine rush on that kind of level. I ain't gonna have that in the back of me. Like, man, I want to go back and try that again.
You
but,
feel
okay.
other things in your
How
life.
you
Camden,
end up on
Camden.
heroin to begin with?
Because they
Camden,
say
okay.
all drugs, bro. All drugs.
Hey,
I thought.
Wait,
I don't
Camden,
know.
No.
Camden,
Okay,
Camden, okay,
that's
take it
fine.
like this, right? Take it like this. Let's say, using your point, get addicted to going to the gym. When you go into the gym, do you use that as a source of dopamine or as a source of getting in shape and getting fit and getting muscular? That you have to look at it like that, like your reason for going to the gym.
I just said all. Because dopamine
like-
automatically comes with it. That's
Yeah, like
No, but
when
like,
you
get away
use that
from
to
that.
make yourself feel better.
But like, is your main motivation getting the dopamine or actually getting in shape?
It's getting in shape. I ain't get health benefits. I guarantee you no wrong in that. I guarantee you no wrong in that.
So that's my point, though. So you can't just like see it as like, oh, the dopamine rush alone is just gonna be like, I'm gonna get addicted like that.
Yeah, but Clem, you negating the possibility though. That's what I don't understand. Like, there's a huge possibility. You're negating that. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. I feel like I neglected to say this, but my main thing with just legalizing drugs, never once did I say, all right, legalize drugs and leave it at that. It's always, when I say it, legalize drugs, then put in place for where should someone buy some hard in serious repetition, buy some hard like cocaine or heroin like that, it's court mandated where they have to actually seek therapeutic help for their mental health.
I was just about to say that. A lot of over the counter, some over the counter products you sell at CVS, you're only allowed to get a certain amount a month, or whatever, or a certain amount of each kind. And like, bro, because like people who actually prescribe these drugs that actually need the stuff or whatever, they'll take it or whatever, and most of them don't get addicted. Most of them take it for the actual need, and then when it's not prescribed anymore, a lot of them just stop. They don't need it anymore. So I mean, no, dog.
But at the same time, let's not act like opioids ain't one of America's leading drug usage, and they end a pandemic, opioid pandemic right now.
See,
and that's like a mainly over-the-counter drug.
But that's because America is one of the most depressed nations in the world. So of course they have a bunch of drug problems because they have a bunch of unhappy, miserable people. So
oh my God, I mean, cut you off, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, no, I was talking about. I thought that was squeaky. Like
even with that, right? The way it's hot. Like, think of it in terms of comparison. When it was crack for Black people in the '80s, their main topic was just say no. But now it is opioids in primarily white suburbs. The main talking point now is these people need help and they need to get their mental health aligned. Like, it's mainly the point of mental health issues with addiction, right? And they know it, and like it's clear as day to them.
That's the underlining. I feel like idea behind like addiction, bro. Because and like seriously though, not just we talking about it. I see it more now. Most addictions are kind of drawn back to some sort of mental health, whatever, mental health need or whatever that they try to solve through repeated use. So I don't know, dog. Yeah. I'm saying it ain't possible to get addicted without having a mental health issue. But in most cases, I feel like there's some type of background history there in terms of the psyche.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's always sweetie, sorry, I just say this. There's always peer pressure, outright curiosity, and some days you just might be bored.
Okay, so like strip away all that. Like
social, right? You become a social user, and then you just automatically get really addicted to it.
Okay, so say all that true, and like maybe you're right. Like, what does putting them in jail do exactly? Like, what does it solve? Why is putting them in jail a better option than like helping them?
No, I don't have a problem with helping, like doing the programs you're talking about, right? But I really just don't think all drugs should be legalized. That's
so how could you simultaneously want them to not go to jail, but you also want the drugs to not be legal?
Bro, if you want to do mental health and actually help people and then provide an impact on their lives, I'd say go ahead and do that. Set up programs, get people involved in them, and don't allow them to go to jail for like petty drugs. But if you see somebody carrying around cocaine or heroin, or go up to a store and ask for cocaine or heroin, definitely send them to a program, but you shouldn't have that available for them to buy.
I never said to sell it. Like, that's why I started this off with. Like, Walmart, whatever, shouldn't be selling heroin, crack, cocaine, blah, blah, blah. But the possession part, like, you shouldn't send someone to jail because they have it or they're using it. That's why I thought.
Right. So, Kevin, think it like this, right? These cartels that are actually making these in the jungle or some sweatshops employing child slave labor. Do you think it'd be better to keep it like that, where it's illegal, and them doing it under those same operations, or have it be like those cartels can upgrade to a legally mandated business under the law and actually have proper businesses, like business licenses and all that?
I want you to sleep. All that is terrible. Let me say that out first. Child sweatshops, child labor, all that is terrible. But these cartel leaders are businessmen. They're probably already have these companies you already talking about, and they're doing it right in front of you. So hey, I know Squeaky. I love this.
I don't think so.
But a main change would be though, from those legal cartels existing, they cause a massive amount of crime. But if they convert to being a legally mandated business, there's less crime because what they're doing is legal.
Wait, Al Capone was doing this. Al Capone was doing this in broad daylight.
During Prohibition.
That's what I said. So it ain't nothing about it being legal or.
Yeah, he was doing it during.
Here's the thing.
Since alcohol is legal, like you don't have Al Capone selling like alcohol on the street. You know, something like some illegal person selling alcohol on the street. You could go to like a proper shop where you don't have to get stabbed or robbed or whatever, or you don't get introduced to others. Y'all never been to a dealer? Y'all never been to a dealer like to get like marijuana? I never did that. But like they usually have other drugs there, babe. Like they have other drugs, and that's how you get introduced to other drugs a lot of the time. Like they don't. A lot of them don't.
Why that can't happen Why that can't happen while you looking through a store? And
don't let them sell heroin. Don't let them sell heroin, cocaine, blah blah blah. Like the sale is not what I'm defending.
Hold on. Okay, so Tito, you saying don't sell it. So
yes,
Clem, what you saying?
I'm saying if it wants to be sold, they could sell it. But if it is bought, then they should still go under court order to seek therapeutic help.
Oh, so you're saying they can still buy it and then just go to a court order? They should just go to.
That's just an option. That ain't no help, bro. Because that's a cycle. Because after they get help, it ain't that hard to just get addicted again, bro. It ain't
I'm telling you,
permanent.
to be addicted, you have to have something wrong with your psyche. Like your mental health is not where it should be. But if you go seek therapeutic help, you can be where you need to be, so that you don't have to rely on addiction.
Another thing, that sounds like a long time. How are you gonna be funding this though? Because mental health is not something to overcome in like 3 weeks. Well, it could vary in 3 weeks. It could vary, but it ain't gonna happen in 3 weeks.
For starters, if you stop the war on crime, that's less money needed to actually fund that.
You know how much millions of dollars is going into the war on drugs, babe? Millions upon millions.
You no longer need a DEA or any of that.
Facts.
I literally just saw my boy just send me this post.
He's trying to put people out of jobs.
Okay,
all right. I missed that economist. All right.
I mean, everybody could just become anybody just can become a psychologist, right?
So when the Nazis stopped running, a lot of people lose their jobs. They didn't get to be Nazi generals and Nazi people anymore. But okay, who cares about them? We trying to help the poor people. We trying to help the people in the ghetto.
I feel like they should help them more. But I feel like we seeing eye to eye with the mental health thing.
Yeah, we see eye to eye. Yes. Be more mentally sound. Build more buildings in the communities to help these people, so that they don't have to always rely on these drugs and all these stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like the drugs itself should not be taken out of the equation when it's the problem.
But why do you want to put them in? If you have them illegal, the people will go to jail. They have to be legal for the people to not to go to jail. Man. That's the end. Like it's either legal or not legal. It can't be like half semi-legal.
I mean, in hindsight,
I feel like you brought up like a decent point. I feel you brought up like a decent point, right? Where like taking it out of the community and said, but like the juxtaposition of drugs and alcohol inside the community does not equate with it being legal or illegal. That's a part of business owners wanting to put it purposely there to destroy a community.
Hold on. So I have a question, right? So if we do this, right? Say if it just be straight mental health, no more jail, for possessing drugs. So wouldn't it just be the same thing? Wouldn't the mental health institution just become a new form of jail though?
Nah, it wouldn't.
I think it would. Wouldn't it just because if you go in there to buy cocaine,
you mean going there to buy
jail,
cocaine?
Right? I mean, you
ain't going to the melt.
What?
You don't go to mental health institutions to buy the cocaine.
No, y'all got me confused.
Cocaine?
Y'all get me confused.
No, you confused.
No, watch this, right? So you saying if you go to a store and they say, okay, I want to buy heroin, cocaine, or whatever, right? They say no, you can't. We can need you to go to a mental health institution because that's what the court ordered, right? You clearly have something wrong. Wouldn't a mental health institution just become a new form of jail?
Let me get this one, please. Let me get this one.
Hold on. Before you say that, before you add that. Also, what if they just say they don't want help? That's
nothing.
How much time have I done
free will, right?
How much have I done say court mandated therapeutic help?
What if they don't? They go in there just to go there and not to actually get help.
They can't get drugs. They just can't. Then don't sell it to them. Just don't sell it to them.
So you might as well not make it legalized if you can't sell it to them.
What you mean? But everything, but you can't. Just because something is legal doesn't mean you have the right to sell it, dog.
Hey, if it's court mandated,
you can't sell certain things to people who are under 21, bro. That's a criteria.
Wait. You have what you're saying, right? Even though you can't sell certain things to people under 21, why so much teenagers be drinking alcohol right now? Why so much teenagers already doing all kind of other type of wild drugs?
Yes.
So you hold on. Because the world is not perfect.
That's what I'm trying to say. Would they? I explained this to them. In a perfect world, what they're saying makes sense. But it's not going to happen.
Hold on. I agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you. It's like the whole idea is like there's no bumps in the road. It's smooth road. Yada yada yada. It's gonna take some time, or it's not.
It's gonna take some time. I never said utopia.
Yeah, exactly. But hold on, you can't compare the mental health institution to jail.
Yeah,
that's right. Let me get that out of the way. You can't compare getting mental health to jail. You don't have no freedom in jail. You
can't leave jail.
You about to be a booty warrior as soon as you hit the showers in jail. You can't leave jail.
Wait, hold on. You know when the prison start, like in America? You know when it started?
I don't know.
It started the same year as slavery. Do you know?
The same year slavery ended.
The same year slavery ended?
Oh, so you mean that you want to go back to the chain gangs and all? Okay, yeah, I know.
No. I'm not saying going back to. I just think the prison system has all of these. It's built on so many things that are bad. It's very hard to reform something like that. But the mental health system is not built on racism. It's not built. It wasn't made to scourge up all the slaves on the street. It wasn't there to group of slaves on the street, dog.
Y'all watch documentaries on mental health institutions? Like, I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about the modern ones, like the ones that traditionally happen. They crazy, bro.
Yeah,
like legit.
You talk about the Nazi ones? Yeah.
No.
Hey, we ain't in the 50s no more. When we get lobotomized just for having attitude, baby.
Boy,
that's
the boys there.
The thing about it around. And the thing about it is, y'all saying this from your perspective, but the mental health patients who saying, but I don't know why I'm still here. They can consider that a prison, bro.
That's a psych ward. That's a psych ward. We talking about therapeutic health.
Yeah, the same thing, bro.
That's like a say making drugs legal and doing the therapeutic things the highway. That's like an exit off the highway. What you saying is an exit off the highway. It's not. It doesn't block anything. It's just that a certain situation where the people who take that exit can deal with that on their own, or seek further help for that. But I feel like the idea of therapeutic help is not like a dead end per se. You feel me?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Like the steps, like AA, like the 12-step program, like that, like something like
that.
It
don't work.
It don't work. Yeah, like so something like that.
No, see, this is the way I see it, right? AA works with people who actually want it to work, and like if you have for legal drugs, if you have a court-mandated system where people have to go for therapeutic help, it can work for people who have to stay there under a court order.
Y'all didn't answer my question though. How long y'all think this will last?
Hold on. Here's the thing, right? People that wanted to like be drug-free inside mental health, yes, they get in that help. I understand that they'll get a lot more help than they would in prison. Yes.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it still end on their mindset, right?
Hold on.
So if you're saying hold on, let me talk.
Okay.
So the people that you saying that if it'll work, if you wanted to help, I think that you could use those same things inside. You could build something again, reform the prison to make it work at the same place, bro.
Okay. You know how long they've been trying to do that?
Okay, we've been trying to reform the prison for so long.
Exactly.
Because it's a business, dog. You can't take down a business. It's so hard to.
Prisons literally have stock value, man.
They stock value, dog. You trying to go against big corporation? Trying to go against money?
Swiggy, I
but
ain't
the people can't win against money.
That prison system rooted though. They right. That prison system rooted though.
We can make all the drugs legal and have the mental health programs. We can't reform the prison.
Hold on. Even and I don't think this was said, but I think this is kind of implied by the rest of us. It's not in one day make everything legal. You can like steadily make certain things that aren't as serious legal. And then eventually get to the point where you could make everything legal and then monitor dosage and how much intake and all that stuff is sold or whatever.
In my opinion, the way I see it, it should start with all of it just being decriminalized, then move on from there.
Yeah, that I agree. That should be the foundation.
All of it should be decriminalized.
Yeah.
Yes, all of it. Like, okay, but if like okay, like if worst comes to worst, if heroin is not much of a problem, you just ban only heroin. Like, and then yeah, okay. I just saying like if worst comes to absolute worst and the mental health programs aren't working like at all, then okay, experiment failed. We just go back to the same thing. But it's better trying something that might work than doing the same prison system thing that clearly isn't going to work and been destroying families and communities.
Because like, what do you get from putting a cocaine addict in the same place that rapists and murderers are?
Facts.
Exactly, bro. This has been another episode of the Eastside Podcast channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate Clement and Tito coming on and spitting the words of wisdom. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Eastside.
Yeah. Only talking money moves, only focus on the bag. Talking money moves, only focus on the cash. Dog from the 242, I'ma represent my set.